Hi everybody, and welcome back to Bulldog Country, where we talk all things country music. Today I'm interviewing Cleto Cordero and Jason Albers of the fantastic Texas country music band Flatland Cavalry. I had a great time getting to know them and sitting down with them this last weekend before their show in Waco, Texas. We had a great conversation about their new song Some Things Never Change, as well as their career up until this point. Make sure to stream the new song Some Things Never Change starting now on all streaming platforms. Also make sure to follow them on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Flatland Cavalry. I had a great time getting to know them, and it was an honor to be able to interview them because they're such a great band and such great people. So make sure to follow them and look out for great new things from them in the future, including a new album this summer. Hope you enjoy the interview. Thank you. How are you guys doing?
Doing good, man. Thanks for talking with us today.
Yeah, no problem. So let's first start off by, could you guys tell us about how you met and kind of became a band and kind of the origin story of Flatland Cavalry?
Yeah, sure thing. Jason and I have been jamming with each other since we were in 8th grade, and just always kind of been playing music, and that from junior high to high school, and then we both went to Texas Tech together, and just found other guys there in town that were going to Tech or just living there, going to South Plains College, and we just kind of got started in the garage. That eventually led to playing at a venue there called the Blue Light Live, and ever since we played there, man, that was kind of like our jumping on the raft and going down the river. Just started there at that bar, and then we just kept playing. Here we are 7 years later.
Nice. Yeah, as you said, the Blue Light Live, which is really a place in West Texas that cultivates songwriting and everything. They have songwriter nights and up on Mondays, and it's a place we really go to and getting to know them. And we got our first show on a Tuesday about 2015, so that's 6-7 years ago. And like he said, everyone's finishing up their schooling at Texas Tech, and it's been a couple years, about 3 years, since everyone's really gotten out of school and been able to really give this their primary focus. Since then, it's just been music all the time, and we love what we do. So.
Great. Yeah, I have a friend that goes to Texas Tech right now, so and it sounds pretty cool. So I guess you kind of already mentioned it, but when did you realize that you had something special with the band?
Well, at the time there was a lot of young bands too in Lubbock, and a lot of folks were just revolving. A lot of bass players playing in a lot of different bands, guitar players, and everything. And that whenever it was time to come booking shows, everyone would be fighting for the same people. So never really wanted to do it that way, And so just looking for the right group of people. But I thought whenever we probably played our first. Our EP came out come May. Yeah. We had a CD release party at the Blue Light, and it was sold out, 300 people, and just kind of felt like, oh, this is cool. This is what you hope and dream about.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes something about having a defined set of people, an arsenal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think somewhere around that time, just you really think, oh, I can keep doing this, but it happens all the time. It still happens now, where you're play a show like today. We had soundcheck, and it's you're in a big outdoor great PA, and you really can hear oh man, it's gonna be fun. Still happens to this day.
I think those kind of moments where you are encouraged, man, okay, we're doing something right. Those can also keep going, and we hope that those moments keep happening too. There's certain those timestamps, but. Like Cleto said, when we sold out the Blue Light Live, we were playing for our peers, at Texas Tech, and they'd go home for summer or Christmas break and tell their family about it. We were able to sell out that place and then go into different areas of Texas. Yeah. And Texas is so unique with the country scene that is here. People are able to. They call it the barbecue circuit actually, because all they feed is barbecue, which is a blessing and a curse, right? But man, when we sold out our home base, that's when it was really man, this is something.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. So moving on. I hear you guys have a new song coming out next Friday, right? On May 14th. Some Things Never Change. What was the story behind that song?
That song was like an old like acoustic riff that I had, and had like a chorus and like a first verse and stuff. Back from like in, the early years of kind of tinkering on a guitar, and so I don't really know what you're doing, like what you're writing towards it for. Sometimes you just waiting for the muse to strike.
Yeah.
And it was had like some chorus like chills and thrills or something that lasts long, and I got to write with a bunch of other songwriters over Zoom in the quarantine, and so I had to like dust off all these old ideas and stuff because I had to show up with something. And I showed up with that idea and that music, and the girl that I wrote it with, Ava Sapelsa, she had a title called "Some Things Never Change," and it just kind of like it just locked in. We're like, yeah, let's write about that. So it's just pretty much about two people. At least the vision that was coming, that we were seeing was like, two people at a concert, running into each other after a long time, and there's like a band playing, and it's just got that upbeat kind of hopeful summer jam feel to it, that summer love kind of thing,
Yeah, sonically, it's high energy. It's one of those things off this album that I think will definitely be outstanding as far as something that you can stop your foot to and go out and have a good time with your friends, or roll the windows down in your car or your truck and just do whatever. So it's a fun time.
Yeah, well, I really like it. I heard you guys play it out there on Soundcheck, and also on your live stream that you did at Texas Tech a couple weeks ago. That was pretty awesome.
Thanks.
But
came out really well, I thought.
Yeah, I really liked your set and like all the little like interviews in between. That was pretty cool. So yeah, and I really like your songwriting. I like how it's like really specific, and has a lot of good imagery. Like for example, like in "Sleeping Alone," like the first line, count constellations on the popcorn ceiling. I just really like that imagery, and like how like it really paints a picture throughout the whole song and with all your other songs. But what was the inspiration for that song?
Well, I was living like 5 hours away from. She was just my girlfriend at the time. Now she's my wife, Caitlin Butts. She lived in Ardmore, and I lived in Lubbock. And the band's been playing shows, man, since like Jason said, 2014. We played Blue Light. It's been getting busier, So I'd go and play on the weekends. She'd go play, and we'd end up, still 5 hours apart. So in that time too, I was writing for the next project and studying songwriting books and stuff, and just reading up on the craft of it and poetry. And I came across this book that one of the exercises was, write a song with just the words "Lonely Moonlight" in it. And then, that was like the kind of the spark. But then I had a lot of stuff that I was playing that finger picking thing and that little diminished chord, and just that kind of married with the way I was feeling, and then that little chord that I had learned, and just kind of fell into one thing. But just ended up being something that we got to track just acoustically, and it ended up feeling really nice. And I think it's kind of funny that's how it ended up being recorded too. It's like it's just a solemn kind of playing at the end of your bed kind of song.
Great, awesome. So I really enjoyed coming down here to see these concerts after coronavirus, and so what do you guys like about playing here in Texas, and what do you like? How would you describe playing post the lockdown, COVID lockdown? Like how the reactions maybe been different?
Well, I think the shows that we have gotten to play, people are very enthused, about the idea of getting to come out and support music, and to because it's good for them too. It's good for people to be able to get out and to get inspiration through other coming to a concert, and for us, we're able to provide that service for people too. And so I think that if anything, there's a layer of gratitude kind of on both sides that at least I've experienced. What about you?
I think we learned, the live music or performance entertainment, it's the first to go and the last to come back almost, as far as necessity with occupation. And it kind of brings to light the importance of community that comes along with, you know, live music. I mean, you can take it back to primitive days, people dancing around a fire, hitting a drum. You know, I mean, there's always that sense of community, and you know, in a sense, to me, this is no different. Bringing the town together for whatever reason it may be. You know, you mentioned Texas. There's so many rural small towns that we also play in too, and you know, it's the yearly function, the rodeo or the Strawberry Fest, so be it, whatever, and but I felt like that I found importance within what live music does in communities and help bring people together. As simple as that.
Right.
So
That's awesome. Yeah, I think that too. I really like how, you know, I met somebody last night and he, from Baylor, and he was talking about how music is healing, and he just like thought it was so cool that everybody was together, you know, singing songs back, and yeah. So this is my last question here. Going a little bit deeper, but like, what do you guys believe that is important in life, and like, what do you like focus your life on?
My dad told me, I like showed this on my Instagram the other day, but I was talking to him on the phone. We got to go down to where he's from, Redford, Texas. My mom's from Presidio. It's east of El Paso, following the border, and it's south. You know, we got to go down there and film music videos and stuff for the new record, and my grandpa's house is out there, and we got to go out there and see my grandpa's house, and I was able to go inside. Actually, it was like miraculously the door was unlocked, and we got to go in there, and it's all made of adobe and stuff, you know, and the ceiling tiles are falling in, and I got to rescue these pictures of my grandpa and give them back to my dad, and I was telling him all about it. He was like, man, he's like, that's awesome. And he's like, but he's like, the only things that really matter in life are love and family. He's like, the rest is just stuff. He's like, you know, if grandma's house falls apart, you know, crumbles to the ground, like it's just stuff. Like, I love my mom. I didn't, you know, it's just a house, you know, but I thought that was really meaningful and super simple. Love and family, you know, the rest is stuff. The rest is just, you know, stuff that you can accumulate. But
yeah, I think that's about as simple as I can put it. I mean, that's my answer too, for the most part. You know, I try, and like me and Cleto and the rest of the band talk about it and stuff. It's you can definitely put the music, and it's so easy to put music in this lifestyle touring at the center of everything, the focal point, who you are, all that stuff. You know, but you know, you can't define yourself by what you do. I think it's better to define yourself, you know, who you are, who you're surrounding yourself with, and you know, just like you said, family, love, relationships, the rest of the stuff. So it's something you know, I feel like I need to be reminded daily of it. You know, wake up, take your 5 minutes of, you know, meditation, whatever, stuff that really focus.
Sounds good. Well, really appreciate you guys taking the time to do this little interview for Bulldog Country, and really looking forward to the show tonight and the album coming soon. So yeah, everybody make sure to stream Some Things Never Change and look out for that new album.